What a beautiful day. Oh, he got shredded. J-God's not ready for this weapon. Let's see who's in here. Oh, I can show him another kill and cue the music. Welcome to everyone to Sauce Time Gaming, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video once again. And as you saw from the clip here of these corny guys with the RPGs, there's an SMG here, I guess if you can call it that, but a close range rifle that we're going to be talking about today, the M1916. As you saw from the title and thumbnail here, this is the fastest killing long range rifle and close range in some scenarios that we'll talk about. Now, you're probably already pretty surprised because everyone has been saying the M1916 is the worst ground loot in Warzone history, but today I want to show you the full auto close and long range builds for this weapon that, although it has some downsides, if you manage to master it, you'll definitely demolish more than one meta slave out there. So before getting into the builds, which if you don't want to listen to me talk and explain the pros and cons of this weapon, you can go ahead and take advantage of the timestamps down below, but I do appreciate if you stick around for my thought process here. But I want to talk about the cons here before we move into the builds. The first one being the visual recoil this weapon has, which makes you lose sight of longer range targets a bit too much sometimes, and even close range targets. It really all depends on the light placement that makes the smoke in front of you look either worse or better. So it's a matter of your position sometimes, but I really hope that it could be a little bit better. The second point here, the second con, is that I think this weapon has bloom. It does have a couple of attachments that talk about the fact that they help with the ADS spread, which is weird. But I haven't really been able to run any proper tests on this. It did feel sometimes that the weapon had bloom, but if I get better registration, because there's a little bit of a bug with the registration of the physical bullet on the map, if I get that fixed, then I could test it out and see what's going on. But it's possible bloom, possible not. We'll have to see later when the weapon is fixed, but that is possibly a con because no other weapon is supposed to have bloom. Now, the third con here is the fact that this weapon is a marksman rifle, thus using sniper ammo, which you can only hold 40 of in reserve. Now, it's sort of fair not having 210 of these overpowered bullets, but this topic has been an issue since Modern Warfare 2019 with the fact that marksman rifles haven't been meta or good in any sense because you just run out of bullets so quickly. But, you know, it is what it is at this point, but that is a definite con you want to keep in mind. Although a tip I want to add for that is that currently with the Nova, with the Nova 5 bullets that you can find on the floor, I know I'm not calling that correctly, but with those special bullets you can find on the floor, if you keep that, you should normally and consistently be able to get 20 extra rounds for that weapon. So it's a good little tip there if you do want to try this out and not run out of bullets every 3 or 4 engagements. So Apart from those details, you'll be pretty much good to go to delete people in close and medium to long range fights. Now that we've covered the cons, let's hop on into the close and long range builds we tested in the last couple of days and see what these are all about. So when we talk about the two builds for the M1916, the staple attachments that we want to run on both of these is of course the full auto barrel, and we want to run the 6.5mm Sakura 20 round mags. These are the ones that give us the absolutely insane time to kill. So for the close quarter build here, we're running the Mercury silencer, the SMLE pistol grip for some extra mobility, sprint to fire, and hip fire accuracy. We're running lengthen here. You could change it up if you want. If you add the incendiary, you're gonna get a damage drop off, so just stay away from that one if anything. But lengthen, subsonic, if you change the barrel, I guess, FMJ, hollow point, all of those, I mean, you could use them, but it doesn't really change the time to kill, so lengthen is just the best for bullet registration. Fabric grip to get that extra aim down sight, sprint to fire, and fire recoil recovery. Removed stock for maximum mobility, and then whatever sight you personally prefer for close range, of course. Perk 1, you can also run anything you want. Vital doesn't really do much of a difference, so I wouldn't recommend running that. You can run Perfectionist to reduce a little bit of that visual recoil and the recoil pattern overall, but we're using this for close range engagement, so it's really not that that necessary. You could run Awareness for some extra sprint to fire speed, but I really like to run Refresh because you already delete people so quickly, so normally you're not taking a lot of damage, and there seems to be a bug if it's explosive damage that you receive where you can still reload insanely quick with this. So I prefer Refresh just to be able to get back in the gunfight as quickly as possible because you only have 20 rounds to work with. And then here you could run On Hand to get some extra aim down sight speed, or Fully Loaded because again, the downside for these for this weapon specifically is the fact that it uses sniper ammo, so you probably want to pop in with maximum ammunition right off the bat. But there you have the close quarter M1916. Now, for the long range build, we're going to be talking about the Wyvern full auto barrel, of course, a 6.5mm Sakura 20 round mag, MX silencer for some extra control. There wasn't much of a difference between the Mercury and the MX, but I just felt the MX a little bit more consistent. I can't do proper testing of the long range build here, or kind of the recoil pattern for this build, because the registration of physical bullets in the map for this weapon is not consistent or doesn't happen at all. I went ahead and tweeted out this situation to Raven, see if maybe they can address it, but for now I can't really min-max test the recoil pattern, so this one gave a pretty accurate recoil pattern, a pretty consistent one that you can use to control at range. Then for the underbarrel, you could run the M1941 handstop, Carver foregrip, or bipod. You could even run the heavy foregrip. I didn't really feel much of a hindrance on the recoil pattern with this one, so whatever you want to choose there, I'm going to be running the bipod because when you crouch, not prone, but when you crouch, you do get a little bit of a better recoil pattern overall, so it's a little bit of a helpful niche situation there. And then the optic, whatever you want to run personally. Again, there's a lot of visual recoil with this weapon, so find whatever side works best for you. If you're playing on a computer or on a PC, you could probably edit the visual settings to make that the smoke that you get when shooting the weapon a little bit less effective. But with that said, stippled grip tape, Perfectionist fully loaded, ZPM 502 custom. This one felt a little bit more consistent. Again, I cannot min-max the recoil pattern to really find the best one, but for now, this one felt fantastic for long-range engagements. And there you have the two best M1916 builds. Now, for the TTK comparison, very briefly and easy to understand, is the fact that the M1916 beats every meta weapon I've seen currently, the Armaguerra, the Well gun, and the Owen gun within 25 meters, except for the upper chest area, specifically for the no barrel Owen gun, which it does get beaten by 76 milliseconds, but other than that, 25 meters and beyond, there will be nothing beating this weapon apart from snipers at long range and shotguns way closer in, of course. But there you have it. Good builds for close and long range for the M1916. I don't want to say best because I haven't been able to properly test the recoil pattern on the long range, but I do hope these builds are good enough for my viewers today. But at this point, I would love to know, did you know about this insane TTK on the M1916? Are you interested in trying this weapon out now? Do you like the M1916? I would love to know all your thoughts in the comment section down below, so make sure to leave those down there. But that will conclude today's video, and I thank you truly for clicking on it and sticking around if you did. If you liked it, make sure to click on that like button below to help the video out, and subscribe to watch all the regulars for Sauce Time Gaming. Go ahead and reach the end of this video to check out the 10 best iron sights in Warzone, or the 6 zero recoil weapons currently in the game. However, with nothing else left to say, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And through it all, I hope you always remember, Sauce Time Gaming.